So, moving on to the next question. The question goes, so my cousin fell from a ladder and can't move his legs. The doctor said he has a spinal cord injury. Is there any chance he will regain movement, and what treatments are available?
So that is one of the most serious injuries that anyone can have, because what that person seems to have sustained is a spinal cord injury. And then, broadly speaking, there are two levels of spinal cord injury. One is an incomplete injury, meaning they still have either sensation or small amounts of movement in their legs, for example, or in their upper extremities. And then there's complete spinal cord injury, in which they have no sensation, no movement below the level of injury.
Mm-hmm.
In partial or incomplete spinal cord injuries, there can be recovery, but in complete spinal cord injuries, usually there is no recovery.
Mm-hmm. Doctor, what would you say are the chances of walking again after a spinal cord injury?
If it's a complete spinal cord injury, the chances of walking are very, very low. If it's an incomplete injury, then I would say it would be a reasonably good chance, or at least walking, even with some degree of weakness, but they might be able to walk.
And doctor, could you run us through what the treatment to a spinal cord injury will look like?
So there are two parts of injury to the spine. One is injury to the spine itself, which is a fracture. It's a bony injury. And then within the spine runs the spinal cord, which is the neural element. And the treatments so far, by and large, deal with treating the bony element, which is you stabilize the spine, which is you fix the bones that have been broken. And if there is a blood clot or something that's pressing on the nerves, you drain the blood clot. But currently, at least, there is no direct treatment for recovering nerve function.
Mm-hmm.
Once the spinal cord is injured, that part of the spinal cord usually does not recover.
Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is basically the nerve damage in the spinal cord cannot heal over time?
Correct.
And how does a spinal cord injury affect bowel or bladder control, doctor?
If it's a complete spinal cord injury, then both of those are affected. And very often, people will require tubes to be put, especially into the bladder, periodically, every 4 hours, every 6 hours, to drain the bladder. And they also put on what's called a bowel program, which helps train the bowel to evacuate once or twice a day. And this is really important because when people have spinal cord injuries, it is an extremely devastating injury, and they require a lot of care and maintenance. And here is where we have a specialty called physical medicine and rehab, and they specialize in helping people with head and spinal cord injuries recover using a lot of physical therapy, occupational therapy, and even psychiatry and psychotherapy to help deal with them, because they can also have serious things like depression, anxiety, anger, because of the severity of the injury. And so this is another area where multi-specialty care becomes extremely important.
And doctor, would you say that any new treatments to help, recover from spinal cord injuries better or quicker?
Currently, there is nothing that is on the market. There are experiments and research that are being done, but currently there is nothing that has been proven to improve recovery, other than what I just mentioned, which is physical therapy, etc.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for your insights, Doctor.